I'm Tom Hofmeister with Elderfire Lodges. I'd like to speak with you today about how you learn. All of us learn differently. Sometimes it's based off simply how we think. Often it's based off the past experience that we've had. Sometimes I had to learn this the hard way when we were creating different types of checklist systems and such for companies that we managed and ran. For instance, when I was growing one of my construction companies, I couldn't get out to the jobs quite as often. So the contractors on site became much more dependent on the blueprints and the plans that we were producing. And I started discovering when I would come out, that's not built quite right, and what were you thinking over here? And I would get really frustrated that I knew those details were on the plans, they simply weren't being followed. I called in one of the supers one afternoon and said, you know, I am really frustrated. We either have to learn how to lead better or just get rid of these people that can't figure out how to simply turn the page on a plan. And I started asking him, how could this detail get built so wrong if it's right here in the blueprints? And he said, well, you know, Tom, half of our guys today don't even speak English anymore, and many of them are from a time when we had 4 pages of plans to do this, not 24. He said, I can't even hardly get them to turn the page. Wow. We thought we were doing a really good job in plan development and had discovered that how we learned and how we communicated didn't match with how they would learn. So I asked him, what kind of adjustments would we consider doing? And he said, I tell you, maybe if you had less words and more pictures. You know, maybe if most of their details would end up on 1 page instead of 5 different places in the plans, it'd be easier for them to find. Went back to the drafting department and they started making even more suggestions. What if we took this from just this picture of a detail to a 3D picture? Our computers will do that today. We'll get much more descriptive in picture. It cost probably $300 to $400 more to do a set of plans once we started doing these kind of details. And of course I was always challenged with the change of overhead. With expenses going up, where or why would we save that money? And here's what we instantly discovered. The first thing that happened is they absolutely understood the plan, so now I got to show up on the job site and go, wow, that's cool, that's great, that's right on the money. You guys are brilliant. Do you know what all of us like? To be brilliant. And to my surprise, they started bidding my projects for less money because their confidence went up that what they saw on the plan they could build, and they knew the timing of what they could do. They enjoyed being on our jobs. I could call them at any time and say, hey, I need this done by the end of the week, can you make it? They'd pull off of anywhere to show up for us on our jobs because they were seen as brilliant. As soon as I discovered that all of us learn different, it completely changed our team's approach. So I want you to remember that great leadership isn't about how you interpret. It's about how those that you lead learn.